In this work, we conducted a study on Bitcoin privacy wallets that support CoinJoin transactions. Specifically, we focus on three main Bitcoin wallets: Joinmarket, Wasabi, and Samourai. We provided a cognitive walkthrough based on the opinions of two authors with expertise in blockchain security and privacy. Additionally, we discussed usability issues and important features that should be provided by privacy wallets. Let me start with some general information. Bitcoin transactions have inputs and outputs. The sender uses unspent transaction output, which is called UTXO, associated with her address as an input to the transaction, and put recipient's address here B1 as an output. And if the used UTXOs correspond to more coins than what the sender wants to spend, a change address here A3 must be specified to receive the remaining coin. And if there are many inputs, we usually assume that there is one user creating that transaction and choosing the inputs. However, it's possible for different users to contribute different inputs to a transaction. So what's the problem around? Bitcoin transactions are publicly available. Anyone can use specific heuristics or auxiliary information, such as address tags, to cluster transactions or possibly associate addresses with real identities. For example, one prominent heuristic called common input ownership associated all input addresses of a transaction with one user, assuming that they are controlled by the same user. As I mentioned earlier, users can jointly create a transaction. Here, Alice and Bob are going to make a transaction which Alice spends 1 Bitcoin, Bob also spends 1 Bitcoin, and the outputs go to their desired destination addresses, A prime and B prime. This jointly creating a transaction is a core idea of the CoinJoin. And here is a simple pattern which creates outputs with equal size. And the reason that CoinJoin is in equal size because there is no possible way to distinguish to which inputs the equal sized outputs are related. This slide shows the process we followed after stating the problem and identifying the research questions, such as how practical, intuitive, and easy to use is a privacy wallet. We selected the wallet's candidate for the evaluation. Then we defined the task to be performed by experts and users. The experts evaluated each wallet's learnability by measuring how novice users may pass or fail the task and identifying possible errors or issues they may face. While the walkthrough was conducted by two authors, a user study, actually a small-size user study, was carried out by two experts in IT security. And finally, we captured and analyzed the results and proposed improvements. Here is a snapshot of Wasabi wallet. Wasabi is a desktop wallet that uses a coordinator to create CoinJoin transactions. And by Xiaomi and CoinJoin, the outputs are blindly signed such that the coordinator cannot map inputs to outputs. And Wasabi has a CoinJoin tab where the user can select the coins to be mixed and register them into the Wasabi pool. The CoinJoin is created if a certain number of inputs are registered or the time interval is achieved. Upon broadcasting the CoinJoin transaction, the mixed coins with their associated anonymity set are listed in the CoinJoin tab where the user can spend them. Joinmarket is also a desktop wallet that applies a taker-maker model to create CoinJoin transactions. The taker broadcasts her willingness to create a CoinJoin transaction on messaging channel. The makers listening to the messaging channel send their participation confirmations, including fees, And the taker then creates the transaction with the desired CoinJoin amount and sends it to the makers to sign. And the last one, Samourai, is a mobile wallet. It also creates CoinJoin by coordinator using Xiaomi and CoinJoin under the name Whirlpool. At the time of our research, there existed 4 pools to create CoinJoin transaction with a flat fee rate. Users register their coins to one of the pools and wait for the required peers to create a CoinJoin transaction. In Samourai, the coins are first split into the selected pool amount in transaction 0 and then transferred to the premix wallet. And these UTXOs are then registered to a coordinator, which will create CoinJoin transactions for the selected pool. And here is a comparison between wallet features, which I skipped it to finish the presentation on time. I refer to our paper for more information. And this slide is a description of the tasks that were performed in the walkthrough and user study. The tasks include installing the application, generating the wallet, funding the wallet, performing the CoinJoin transaction, and finally transferring CoinJoin coins to destination. For each task, we provided the learnability issues and possible improvement in the paper. To evaluate the task success and also time on task, we asked users to perform the task. Most users successfully performed the task with the Wasabi wallet after the second attempt in task 4. In contrast, only one user completed all the tasks with Joinmarket after the second attempt in task 4, and none of the users could complete the task with Samourai wallet after being stuck in CoinJoin in the test net. In the Wasabi wallet, the main reason that most users failed to complete the CoinJoin in task 4 in their first attempt was the ambiguous interface and information about the requirement for joining participants to create a CoinJoin. And in Joinmarket, Yuban, who succeeded in the second attempt for completing CoinJoin, specified different errors as the the issues for failing the task in the first attempt. U2 did not complete the task in Joinmarket as Windows 10 detected the .exe file as a malicious one. And in the Samourai testnet, both users reported being stuck in mix after several days and failing to complete task 4, and as a result, they couldn't conduct task 5. From our finding, Wasabi has easy installation and is well documented. The transaction can be created with quite large input pairs, up to 100, and the user gets informed that she has the chance to create a CoinJoin transaction in a 1-hour time frame. Therefore, Wasabi can be identified as the most user-friendly wallet. However, Wasabi creates too many small coins by creating CoinJoin transactions, since the pool amount is set to a small amount and cannot be changed by users. One of the problems with Wasabi and also Samourai is that if the change is less than the minimum pool amount, it is left in the wallet and should be merged with other coins to be eligible for a CoinJoin pool. Joinmarket also lets users modify the settings for fees and the number of counterparties. It also allows users to specify the amount without any need to enter a specific pool and be confined to the pool amount. Note that performing the CoinJoin for a large amount in Joinmarket is also possible, which represents an advantage over other wallets. Another feature is to directly send the mixed coin to the destination address. Thus, creating CoinJoin with Joinmarket requires one transaction less than other 2 wallets, and consequently, one transaction fee less. And Joinmarket can be identified as the most expert accommodating wallet, as Joinmarket configuration is not easy for non-technical users, and creating CoinJoin cannot be easily done without reading the documentation and searching on the internet when an error occurs. Some errors do not clearly indicate what should be done to handle the error. And Samourai provides a simple installation, and using it as a regular wallet is satisfying. Generating the wallet is also simple. However, the wallet is only released for Android. The wallet interface lacks visibility of the functions, and the function names differ from the terms commonly used in the community. Creating CoinJoin with Samourai is a little bit difficult, and the user is not informed about the reason if the CoinJoin is stopped. It is also not satisfactory if the user cannot abort the CoinJoin and spend the coins in different transactions. That brings me to the end of my presentation, and I hope that our paper helped improve the cryptocurrency wallets providing CoinJoin.